Hello people, it's me, Libluini, and I'm back here with you and with me with Dominion 6. And we are strategy gaming again in the world of the late age. And we are still at war with Ulm. So since we are CCP, and we are fighting for EVE Online, what would Ulm be in this analogy? Probably Ultima Online or something. So yeah, so a dire portent. So then global spell goes active and it's Agatha. Oh, it's the Admiral. The Admiral and his undead crew. Do we even have ocean? The fuck? Then of course a string of battles. In Ragdan, the enemy main force, in a way, has marched in. I have a lot of vampires, but they're a bit low on black priests. I think they only have this one as an astral mage here. And a bunch of other weirdos, but actually not that dangerous. I managed to lose a trial. Yeah, okay, those I think those are basically free spawn for the vampires. But we have now a question: which army do we want to attack? This one or another? I mean, this one is already cursed, so they're probably not going to do very well against us. Yeah, a bunch of priests and so on. Can we identify the guy with the high magus? Equipment and so on. And imps, of course. Hard to see here. Huh. You are a ranger and you are vacant. Huh. There's still, of course, the knights. But overall, this army is a lot more less dangerous than before. There are, of course, still a bunch of mages here. Some, like the Bloodgraph, are kind of hard to crack if we aren't shooting them down with astral magic, but on the other hand, Then, of course, we managed to lose some basic infantry, but not much, and we bulldozed down a force of rangers and Zweihanders that was sitting here. Either they fled from somewhere, or because it's weird that there are no leaders here. Yeah, okay, so our magic bullshit is triggered. And of course, Light of the Northern Star is up again. Natural rain is, I think, just what kind of happens here. And here we have these bunch of soon-to-be dead enemies. Yeah, okay, that's a bit unfair. They're not even surviving the arrival of our undead force. So our area infantries did take some losses, and one of our course constructs fell down dead. One of our storm guards too. So losses in a term of 4 to 1. That's kind of doable. In the glimmering fields, the enemy army unexpectedly moved northwards to hit a sieging force that I had already removed. So I guess we win some time there. Then I lost canyon range. Wait, in Ragdan, that was the West army. And Dashi, that was it. There is a force of mostly mages and some rangers showing up. And there are trolls, but those are already dead. No idea if that vampire count can replace them fast enough. I've checked, and the black priests on the battlefield are mostly astral mages, like the members of the second tiers. So while those apparently aren't wearing any... Let's check this on the battlefield again. They don't seem to wear any extra equipment, so they are only level 2. These 3. Yeah, one of them is old age already. Just hit old age, in fact. But they all have only level 2 astral, so even if they all chain up together with the other mages, the highest they can get is, I think, level 5. Still, that could be a threat if not for the fact that none of them have pearls, so there's not much I can do without pearls. So they are kind of harmless if I have a big army ready to just fly over and stab them in the back of the neck. So they are the right temptation, I would say. In Red Waste we see Agatha sending in the troops again, and again I'm guessing on those numbers doing some heavy friendly fire. Province defense is defeated, and based on those numbers, that was a lot of money Robo TC just lost. And in Troll Canyon, oh, a fire destroyed the laboratory. And of course, yeah, it's a place where I did some research, so that's kind of stupid. Of course, we have a lot less money since we didn't get another treasure this turn. And a worldwide event, it's still night. All is darkness for a second month. Man, this world is kind of fucked. I think it's even... oh, we finished our citadel in Polgrave and our castle in Art. And Ulm, of course, is repairing faster. Giefer is moderately damaged now. We cured 1 unit from disease in... what the fuck? Oh yeah, here. So, well, we still have enough gems where it matters. Let's do a checkup here. Yeah, this army is still going. Only the 3rd and 5th tier mages don't have the camps they don't actually need anymore. So, well. If I move eastward, I could catch the army in Glimmering Fields. But of course, if those move together, then, oh well, there are 10 more Black Priests over here. So they could do something sneaky. This army isn't gonna catch us now. So I instead decide to join up our idiot forces here. Oh, I guess those ran away. Here, just attack, please. So this one can stay to keep a look on things. And you, Dust, can march down here with your reserve forces, while I do the same and march down here, holding down control just in case there is a Ravenlord that wants to go stealthy. So that would be embarrassing. And our reserve battery follows us in. Well, normally I would do more, but I need the money for a new laboratory apparently. So, hopefully we can catch those. It would be funny if they go on a counter raid. So, and these guys. So this army is almost ready. So, in case he goes on a raid, well, I can just try to stab all of those mages all at once. Well, let's see what he is doing. What is over here? Oh yeah. Kind of funky here. Here I have to continue recruitment because those units are far too weak, really. I can already set some bodyguards, I guess, and some basic rules of engagement until I have to think harder. Well, no mage here. Yeah, everyone is hurting for income now. Sorry, but I need this one here. I have to move our basic expenditures down a bit. So, I guess you can stay here for now. Of course, you can go into hiding. And now, yeah, so minor troop recruitment here. Troll Canyon has stopped entirely. This clown is hanging around in the middle of nowhere. So, what have we here? We need storm. No, we need nothing here right now. And now we almost already have enough money. That's good. That's good. But this clown is our basic idiot here. Now we are recruiting another Ravenlord here. And this guy is mostly here so we can move troops if we want to. And I'm giving him some area, so we aren't losing our light infantry constantly. So now we're giving him some extra troops from our secret stash above. And hey, we even had some lesser units we can just leave here so the fort isn't completely empty. So now this is already a fairly substantial force. Agatha is of course here, but also our capital is here. Yeah, okay, I don't want to leave everything open here. So what's going on here right now? Oh, there is nothing going on in the capital. The game decided graciously to just stop recruitment in the capital instead of everywhere else. So, well, that is painful, but we need this guy to construct another lab, please. Well, that's a lost turn then. Well, since you aren't doing anything, you can join the army in Polgrave, thank you. So we have one Astral Overlord here and some guys who can do Death or Air. Death. These weirdos and Air and some Astral Mages for powering up purposes. Did we get some double path links here? Oh, here's a Death Mage. You can go over, and he's even close enough to get there in one turn. That's nice. And some S-clans here. We're still making courses here, and we have now this Death Mage here, who is also an Air Mage. We'll probably join our Earthbounds. This one is... You, mein clown, what can you do? You can have this one. And I have, oh yes, the Gate Cleaver. The first I've managed to cobble together. Now I save my Earth Gems a little bit. Let's go to research for a turn. I still have not much what I could do with death magic. Skeletal Legend is the only thing that could make sense, but the disease shit is kind of a downer. Darkness is hilariously unneeded anyway. You have shit like Astral here, of course, and Air. The Army of Mist gets unlocked, which is kind of neat, because then we don't have to do Fog Warriors in groups of 20 squares on a battlefield, but instead just give the same shit to everyone. Of course, there's always the 1% chance that it goes down after a single hit, which is kind of funny if you think about it. But wait a second. It needs level 5, so our level 3 mages can't really cast it. But I have another mage who can run double duty. Our main squeeze up in the northeast. So now I have 70, and I guess this means some more sacreds. At least our undead are coming. So troops appointed. Oh, second, I feel a sneeze coming. Wonderful, I actually managed to hit the stop recording button in time. So, and oh, this guy is already full. So, wait a minute, and I need you actually up in Caelum. Fuck. Any other mages to move? Nope, 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 nope. Only research mages here. None of the new ones are recruited. Oh, there is an air and a death mage. And there is a death mage here. Since the left side of the battlefield was... oh, okay, so they need Kugeltons more. And you have 2 more. And we'll send them over to Grave. Of course, they are flyers, but they're still taking Kugeltons, I guess. So, level 3 mages for forging, and yeah. Okay, if I wanted to, I could make more of those little gate cleavers here. So now my big army here is kind of running interference, while I'm gathering troops for another attempt from the west. It's only making me sad that I can't use the spell that reaches everyone everywhere. What we need would be... well, let's see. Well, this guy has level 2. Yeah, well, see, let's go through. That one spell would take us to level 3. And with War Astrometers, I could get him to Air 5. Since I don't really have to doom anyone anymore. Wait a second. Stupid autumn approaching. My nose was a bit sniffly, you didn't need to hear that. So, technically speaking, I could power up this guy to level 5, so he could use Army of Mist. Possibly useful. Let's see, we have 123 units here. And I'm mobilizing approximately 200 more now. So that's 300 and something. And mages. Of course, it will take some turns to get all those mages over there. Do I even need his... What kind of spells to use is always the question here. Could instead use him for forging or something. He could use Soul Vortex and Invulnerability to make himself a little annoyance. Because he would slowly kill everyone close to him. Too bad there is not much synergy actually between death and air. Either use the one or the other. At least thanks to being 1 level stronger than needed, Horde of Skeletons can be used at a lot less than 40 fatigue. Control the death. Area effect 1. There is a spell that I haven't learned yet that can destroy large amounts of undead, but that's not something we have right now. Of course, all those stupid death spells we can't use, even if we wanted to. And there are no mixed air and death spells. Best we can do is use stuff like Thunderbolt, which at least protects some of our guys. It's kind of interesting. Well, a moment please. I keep forgetting, since this guy is now walking, there is no reason to not give him some bodyguards. And yet still, I have no idea what should I do with level 4 death. There's not really any spells I have unlocked yet. What could I summon? Ghosts, specters. Spectre is some kind of mage who can have death. Then we have ghosts, which dangerous because they drain life, but Pale Riders, but of course they are conjuration, so I would have to pay full price. I think we would get 26 of them. Shade Beasts would be nice because we are getting so fucking many of them. Well, let's try Shade Beasts, why not? So you, my friend, can then fly over here and look if we can get some doggies who can see in the darkness as a little pick-me-up for our troops. Then we need, of course, someone who can buff. And someone who... yeah, okay. Still no idea. But I guess at least I can use his air spells. Then we need this guy. Someone who can bless without stopping everything in his tracks. Yeah, okay, my profit is in the east side, so let's take some cheap mages who can bless with us. Oh, I hope I did take the right guy here. Let's see. Oh, of course, I took the one with the interesting name. So, but I actually needed the guy with the undeads. So, the Eve Vanguard can now start collecting undeads anymore. So these S-clowns are now flying and walking over there. And then I have 200 plus those 126. Plus we are still... oh, no, we aren't recruiting this turn, but next turn. So this army is then even stronger than before. And I will script our Yatzat of the Stars to actually use the spell we are unlocking next turn. Army of Mist, to give the powerful mist form to every single unit in the army, which will be over 300. Let's see, how many scripting places will I need? Communion Master, the spell that empowers himself in all paths. 3, 4, 5, yep. And then Army of the Mist. Then I have still 2 slots open for astral spells if I need to. So that should work. How many air spells? Well, there are not many guys who can do air spells right now. Let's see how it works out after I've unified some more mages over there. My big fat army doesn't need anything anymore. They are still scripted to use Will of the Fates first, and then Doom, and then Fog Warriors. Of course, this S-Clown can also use Army of the Mists from next turn forward. He has the paths. In fact, if I had enough Astral Mages in this troop, I could even do more. And just shit out... what? I keep losing track. Yeah, if I had enough Astral Mages, I could link them in for additional air paths, thanks to the rules of communions. But still, level 9, and at start of battle it automatically turns into 10 is already impressive enough for this thing. But still. So what will happen next turn is this army will be back in Ulm, relieving the lockdown. This army can go anywhere at once, probably cleaning up if he doesn't want to move. And I can then look if I press the attack on Ulm, or wait until I have 100 Shade Beasts or something. And since we are moving this stupid army away, this means I get a chance to form up more than just a small strike force, but a real army, big enough to destroy one of the enemy's forces. Still, I'm kind of annoyed that I have some slow walkers and some of the mages need 2 full turns to arrive at Polgrave for the next attempt. At least this means next turn I can probably add some more troops in Polgrave to the pot. And this is basically our southern operations. Our western army is 2 turns away from being fully operational. Our eastern army reunites with the survivors from the lost battle in Exibotia. And hopefully we can stamp those guys here. And probably running back to Ulm next turn to get out of range. But if we can get them, that's a lot of dead mages, that would be good. And of course we have more than enough cheap troops growing in art to do some little attack on our own. I just want to make sure they are unified and will attack not into a cloud of mages. I have no idea which kind of script they would use, since the idea is they hadn't enough resistance in their shit to show much. So I have no idea if they used stuff like body ethereal, because I know that's kind of the shit the AI likes to use, so probably even if they have a script it didn't trigger. We see more next turn. So, now on northern raids. So there's not much here to do. And he didn't actually use that army, okay. As of course is an interesting conundrum, since this army could march anywhere. But logically he would try to retake lost provinces. And hanging around doing nothing doesn't really bring us anything. So let's just jump in. Okay, but please more. Same thing here. If he hasn't moved yet, then he's probably not going to move next turn. I mean, it could still go wrong, but if he managed to move one army into Dunes of Death and one into Wood of Many Paths at the same time, it would be a bit odd, really. I mean, you can use both paths here. Can use both paths here. Basically, it's guessing and luck based. Oh, there's another castle over here, right next to Vettiheim. I'm kind of busy conducting a campaign here, though. So let's see what those 2 attacks bring. And yeah, same problem here. I have no idea if Ulm is actually... You know what? Since there isn't no one here anymore, they have now no reason to go into Brightwoods for some dumb reason. So I'll risk it getting stomped here. I'll attack this current province. Just making an educated guess that the army will be relieving Ulm next turn. Or at least coming for us as fast as they can. So they could go to this province, for example, because Mace is 2 astral piles for us. We are still at +6, so he hasn't retaken enough provinces yet. There's still some of his gems going into our pot. So let's see, then we have this fuckery here, and here this army is now combat ineffective, and yeah, I don't have any money left over to improve the situation here. It sucks. Of course, a little bit of gold could mean the difference from embarrassingly being retaken by a single idiot and the enemy actually having to do something. So this is progressing, and after we take Brightwoods, if this Ravenlord survives, I can send him into Gifa, just daring the enemy to actually do something. Then here are some surviving... still not doing anything about the province defense, huh? Okay, well, okay, if you want it like this, then we'll take this province too. And in Moliton, remember, there was a stack of units we ran into. It's still impressive that we still won, but yeah, it looks like we can easily take Dunrail and Soglia and then turn over to Gifa. Okay, my friend. Fuck, he is too slow. Do we have a flyer here? Oh, yeah, this guy. Can he fly over here? Because I would like to see what I am expecting there. Okay, I guess you stay and spy for me. So next turn we'll know if this is equally undefended, because then I can spare myself a turn waiting and just flap my wings over here and take Zoglia. So the north is again mixed. I'm taking provinces, then he's retaking them. The only thing good is that I still have the initiative, since he is defending instead of attacking. Next turn we're maneuvering here our still intact Eastern Army into their sheet. And then we'll either send another raiding force out of Art or reinforce our army as needed. And in 2 turns I can then finally start throwing around Polegrave. I wanted to do a little attack on Eric Sibotia here because of the temple, but we killed already a lot of temples, so let's keep it like this. I mean, Ulm is still continuously bleeding provinces and income, and I have sometimes managed to block some of their fortresses. All in all, there is not much they can do about all those stupid temples I ripped down. I'm guessing they have the money to either rebuild temples or rebuild their armies, like here. There's obviously some recruiting going on over there. But yeah, so the war continues. 2 turns, then... yes, I have to slow walk, of course. I still don't know, should I attack into Valley Dune? Those are dangerous units, but a full army can just stomp them flat. And it would mean another province for us. It is possible. It's kind of funny how we now both have completely given up getting this throne here until the war is over. The funny thing is, of course, I'm kind of hoping really hard that Agatha can get this throne. Like, I'm similarly hoping that Agatha may get the throne in Alman before our friends from Patala go for it. But is there no one? Here should be some kind of here. Yeah, but we have no scouts down there. We have no idea what's going on. Yeah, okay, here is not much. Here is not much. So let's get out of here, and instead I wish I could just order them to fucking move already. Quite well organized. Interesting, so there is probably a castle in construction. Okay, my friend, let's go down here and look in some more holes to see if we can find what's going on underground. And that's really it what I can do for now. Next turn or the turn above. Okay, still, I have to wait until my troops are actually reaching the place. Also, I'm seriously hoping the Eternal Night is ending soon. Just so we can get our income back. Well, that's it so far. Drones? Yeah, not much changed here. TC still has multiple drones. Well, that's it then. Libluini out, my friends. Until next time. Okay, hello people, it's me, Libluini, and I'm back. We're playing again Dominion 6, in the late age, with the help of our favorite bird people, Caelum, under the command of Hilmar Veigar Peterson, the CEO of CCP, maker of EVE Online, the best space game that was ever made, in Iceland. So, we're back. You probably won't ever notice this, since I have a certain rhythm of uploading videos, but this recording was made almost a week or even more after the last one, because I had to do some fast eye surgery and it was a bit difficult, but my one remaining functional eye has recovered enough so I can again stare at a lot of text in a video game without anything bad happening. So let's do this. Let's look what happened. We got research and alteration completed. Yeah. And this means we have our stupid spell unlocked. Among other things. We can now use Arcane Domination, which needs level 7, so either lots of equipment or main guy Hilmar has to take the battlefield by himself, especially because the fatigue cost is enormous. So even at level 7, this is only doable if we can unload fatigue on astral slaves, and I'll just say that above 200 fatigue a commander starts taking real damage, so this means we can probably only cast this one spell, and then all the slaves will be dead and we won't be able to... Well, okay, so our main squeeze has level 9 naturally, so he's far below this. I am halving this per level in my head, so it should be at 175 or something. Then, with his stupid banner of astral magic going online, 10, so it's actually below 100, I guess. If I can give him some astral slaves to help out, and might drop to the point we can squeeze one big spell behind. It's of course hypothetically for now, because we don't really have anything right now. So normally I would squeeze in Wish at some point, because that's awesome, but we don't really have the astral path, so we can't even fuck up the road. Time Stop is a cute spell, but because it's runs for about 10 turns of combat and slows down time by 90%, so the mage using it can, in theory, cast up to 10 spells in a single turn. Yeah, and faster but in practice it's not possible, because most important spells take longer than a single turn to cast. So probably if you're lucky and time slow is early in your script, you might go through the rest of your script before the time is up, which can be useful in some cases. Arcane Domination, for example, takes 3 turns and then eats up the turn where it's cast, because you can only normally cast 1 spell per turn anyway. So I have kind of funny things like 50% casting time. That means obviously the commander can do something else besides casting a spell, but he can't, for example, cast 2 spells. You need extra text for that, but there are certain commanders who have super magic powers and can cast more than 1 spell, but normally, nope. Just means that you have something to do for the rest of the turn, which in most mage cases is standing around looking stupid. But this also means that in theory, I'm always a bit too scared for this. You can chain a spell that takes less than 100% casting time as a replacement for, you know, the old combo in Thaumaturgy. When someone casts Communion Master, someone else has then Communion Slave in, and then they go online at the same time. Now imagine something like in Air, Storm. Storm takes 200% casting time, so it eats up 2 turns. Now if another mage has 2 spells that are taking in less than 100% casting time, then that doesn't matter because it's still only 2 spells per turn, and the third spell in the scripting comes only in after the storm has been cast anyway. But yeah, enough of that. Let's go back. Someone has claimed the Throne of Stability. We making more Cosman, and DC is still in the game. Now some random Khan is the prophet. One of my crippled units managed to die. And another guy had the same problem happen. Then we have some battles. Most of them are fairly easy. We just utterly obliterated the defenders. Bright versus ours now. Dunes of Death. Ours. Their shit. Yeah. We marched backwards and had 0 losses. But of course, we are just trying to maneuver ourselves in a good position for a mega battle. Then there is Dunwale, where we had 1 loss. But same. Oh, it's still total darkness. Holy fuck. So yeah, let's. Oh wait. We should be able to see something now. Yeah, and then the stabbing continues. Immediately victory. So it's in all similar cases it went about like this. Then World of Many Paths, where we actually lost because Ulm managed to squeeze in a new army here. I'm fairly sure either I forgot the army was here or it moved in. As a reminder, it is possible because defender armies always move first. So even if I set this army to attack, this block marching through here means they would have come first anyway and there would have been a battle. Too bad he didn't leave his leaders uncovered. Seems we dropped into this big stack of Zweihanders and they had just decapitated all of our Raven Guards. Yeah, with that high damage, it's not much our tiny Raven Guards can do. They have a high amount of protection, but still. There are a lot of rolling going around in the background, and well, if the Zweihander gets his hit off first and manages to hit, there's a good chance that the damage roll is high enough that the protection doesn't matter. As this battle demonstrated. Then there was a battle in Ulm, where the enemy army marched back and catched our Sacred One. Yeah, so those Earthbones are dead. It's kind of funny how they managed to still make some minor kills. I mean, the vampires will be immediately come crawling back because of being immortal and all. It's still funny that they managed to get stabbed in the head by our magic Earthbounds. I'm guessing because they got powered up by our priest here. But yeah, this is an example for what I just talked about. This clown here was ordered to remove himself from Ulm, but because the defender always comes first in the turn order, the army marching in from Ulm under the command of Ulm was faster than we could retreat. So probably means that these poor little bastards couldn't have joined our army anyway. Yeah, so the vampires are here, but because our elf-bones have magic weapons, they actually managed to get a lot of them killed. And then the rest of the army arrives at Storm Street. So, that was the last of the battles. Then in Ghent we have some more camps. Also in Ghent, complete and total loss of all taxes. In Andromania we have this year a Barbarians attack. The fuck? Andromania is still in the game? And this is even a field army. Of course, since there is no one scripting them, this means that this guy is marching forward for some reason instead of being scripted to cast spells. AI, what are you doing? At least he's using some spells, so the AI just set him to move forward and cast spells. But still, with that attitude, it's a wonder he doesn't get killed. Barbarians are all super dead, and only 3 of these guys got killed themselves. Then we lose a scout because TC is still walking around, now with more random garbage and less of their sacreds. There should be something Agatha can deal with. And then give up. We are continuing to do our miniature siege. And we lost a Raven Lord. Oh, I had one without army hanging here. Ah, well, a scout is scouted out. So looks like Ulm still hasn't done anything about his low PD everywhere. Still, surviving Raven Guard in Mollyton is a good laugh. So Dunrail, how much? Oh, we have still lots of money left over. So why not? Don't make it too easy. So now we can attack here. Carefully moving with control pressed, so he doesn't, our Ravenlord here won't try to hide, and it's an immediately attack. And then let's see what's going on over here. Our side of the border. Lots of independence here, and here are blind guards, and yeah, looks like things are moving up for Agatha, but we still have some turns left where he can't do anything about us crippling Ulm here. So, and we have really turned here and taken Brightwood. So, more makes no sense, there is too much enemy heavy metal moving around. So, but what I can do now is, this guy can go scouting, I guess. And our Ravenlord, with his units, can join the siege on Giva. Let us move forward here. Wall integrity is only 200, and we are eating through it ever faster now. Now we also won here, and let's spend some of our ill-gained money. So, let's see. I think no message about Eternal Darkness, so it looks like the throne powers have finally given out, so next turn's battles should all be in sunshine again. Oh, so he finally did move the troops out at the worst possible moment. And since he moved his troops out, I can just lock down Sulfuria for a couple turns now. I mean, someday he will learn his lesson, I guess. So it could be, since I keep eating large chunks of his territory with my raiders, that there is just not enough money left over, considering he also has to pay maintenance for his huge stacks. So we don't really have taken any losses here. So, Siberian. Let's fly over here and see what's going on. Because if those provinces aren't defended, I'll of course take them away. Because why not? So now I have this army here. Let's give him the gate cleaver. Some standard orders here. So, defending armies always move first. So let's move our army back into art and refresh next turn with some more gems. You can also again roll the dice and try to get a better higher-up seraph. And some more troops, why not? So, and this guy will fell up in art next turn because, yeah, we wanted to do some death summons. And he's a bit slow. He fell one turn short and now has to fly another province to end up in art. At least we have multiple astral mages there, so mind hunting would be kind of devastatingly stupid. So we are growing another force here. Yeah. So, whoops, too much. And basic infantry and Arab seraphs. We now have a castle here. And since there are those huge stacks moving around, it's probably a waste of time trying to get this up to standard. Here we can have more earthbounds, and let's get some Harab elders while we're at it here. So let's be careful. We want some troops and mages recruited everywhere else, but you see the difference? Suddenly we have a large chunk of money again, now that the Eternal Darkness has been stopped. And the fuck? Oh, this army is already ready. This army is... Yeah, okay, we can now start with this shit here. And... Eve Vanguard. Okay, good, my friend. You can get the next stack. So this of course means so this army takes, yeah, so I have yeah, so I could have sworn I have moved this army already. Now here I'm just moving mages around. No one with usable double paths here. Oh, yeah, these guys can be put to research again. So soon we'll have some more Raven Guards. And we're growing a new homegrown army here. Let's see, another hard seraph here. Careful, careful. We still have to look out for our money. Let's start here again with the next stealthy unit. Mages are moving through, and then we are here. Wow, we still have complete and utter loss of what's going on here. You can take a look at Bulgarus here. Yeah, so... Whoop. Interesting to see this army can actually soon be moved up to the front lines. Let's get another Storm General here to replace the one. And here we are already up to... Wow, we squeezed all the recruitment points out of here. Another reserve army here. Oh, which one of those armies is actually the bigger one? And the fuck? Oh, already have some here. No, it's this one here. I was looking at the wrong. So this one is 35 units, and the army in Jelenia is 32 units. So the question is, can we move this guy up to here? Or hey, yeah, you can go there in a single turn. Perfect. And of course, stealthy guys can move in if there is a siege, but there should be plenty. The main army in Ulm was strength, approximately 300 units. Ah yes, of course they lost an army already. So this is meanwhile approximately 2 similar sized armies, and of course I have another one collecting troops here. So for some reason I didn't move this army block here. Well, kind of annoying really. Must have accidentally cancelled it last time. But it doesn't matter because we are still maneuvering around here on the other side. And now our enemy has a lot of provinces to take back. But we get our shit together here. Kind of funny. This is also 2 turns, but the game decided this disconnection is better. Well, it's at least deep in our territory and therefore harder to see. So well, recruitment, movement and all that other shit. I will carefully not look at Caelum again, because I really don't want to cancel movement again. Still have some money left over, but we're keeping it around in case we need it really. So we can still now do shits and shit tons of recruitment. I have no idea how much recruitment our enemy can do right now. I mean, theoretically, a lot of those provinces are still linked up, with the exception of Zoglia. So it doesn't really matter that, that we are attacking Zoglia, because that province isn't doing anything for our friends in Ulm anyway. Especially now that we've taken Brightwoods, because this has disrupted the connection to Gifa. So I have of course no idea. Okay, Gifa, I think the rule is you get taxes from everything that's connected to a fortress. So Gifa is currently neutralized because we're sitting on it, and Dunvale has been neutralized because we took it, and Surglia is neutralized because there is no connection to anything left. So, and now I have still 2 turns. Yes, I know. Before we can do anything here. The good thing is, of course, we have most of the mages here, and we can add some more units and astral mages to the count here. We are at 4 right now for our astral mage here. So let's see. No, that's something I could do with the money. Getting a sage and some more tubes. Tons and tons of resources, but not as much recruitment points here. And we've run out of money. Yeah, even with more money we can't do everything. So careful. I said I didn't want to cancel the movement again. Next army is already growing here. Yeah, so everything is going up now. Research is going on in the background, yeah. That's a good point. When we are at Thaumaturgy, Conjuration. Oh, CAW Abomination? We don't really have to, right? Nope. Then let's take a look at Thaumaturgy. Oh. Winds of Arcane Draft. What the hell is this? It's something our Pretender God could might make. Oh yeah, it's the weird hole in the world that sucks down gems and fucks up the world and everything else. It would be an interesting thing to use. I have just no idea if I can actually make good use of it. The Astral Tempest is, of course, always wonderful. It doesn't do much damage, but it also takes not much pelts to use. And it kills everyone. Only magic resistance can slowly negate it. Stellar Strike, yeah, that's all very nice options. You have to, of course, now take a decision. The game will probably be over when we get here to this point, so it's possible we can just do whatever the fuck we want. Astral Disruption, what is this? Destroys all global enchantments if cast with enough power. Destroys all local enchantments. Increases magic and horror marks in entire world. Might increase maximum number of global enchantment slots if cast with much power. Yeah, well, that's an interesting thing. Nexus Gate, we don't have the Earth, I think. Master and Slave is already in. Arcane Analyzers. To examine the strength and weaknesses of global enchantment. Well, we have all those interesting weapons, but they not only are tons of super expensive, the game will be long over. Time stop could be useful. Well, it's like dozens of turns in the future, so let's see how far we can even get here. Probably should consider us very lucky if we even get reason to research Master and Slave. So our army is still of avoidance because I want the second army ready and on the march before Ulm notices that I have more than one death stack running around. And since I am recruiting tons of mages and troops each month, we also get stronger. Well, he's really not. He has to retake provinces first, and we have more than enough radar to keep him guessing for a while. So we are now at 2 turns. Oh, in 2 turns we have an endless fount of new astral mages with the Fravashi. That's useful to know. So anything to forge or something? Okay, we're still at +6 astral. So let's do something good for our Yatsat of the Stars, since he is the one who has to do the heavy lifting on the other front lines. And Vidama, you can forge me another cap. Skull. +1 for my friend on the other side. So, and after that, probably another of those axes, so that the western front has a tool too. I could forge it here, but it's so I have this nice forging bonus over here. And, well, again, I have 2 turns to wait because I've cancelled major army movement last turn for some reason. Our neighbors are still doing their own thing. Agatha is fighting TC. Femini is still trying to get Armenia under control. That's running roughshod over multiple nations here. So, I guess it's the war against Ulm time. Let's see how this is going next turn. This idiot signs out.